Hello everyone. So today we're going to be doing a bjorn, which is basically a Viking Bonagachi. So just to look at these things really quick. The prerequisites is to have a Raspberry Pi OS installed. It's going to be a stable System 32-bit by kernel version 6.6, Debian version 12. So essentially what that tells you and what that translates to is it's going to translate to your Raspberry Pi OS. So Raspberry Pi 02W, under other, you basically go to Raspberry Pi OS Lite, no desktop environment, choose your storage. I have an SD card already mounted onto my computer, and I have no settings set, so we need to edit that, okay? So one thing that they told me is the username and host name must be Bjorn in order for it to actually work. So we're going to configure it exactly to that. And bear in mind, you can change your password anytime afterwards with a simple password command. I've got my Wi-Fi, and my Wi-Fi is ready. Wireless LAN country needs to be set correctly, otherwise you may have trouble finding it. And then when you're looking at the services, you want to enable SSH, use the password authentication. I actually generated an SSH key. I'm not 100% sure if that's going to make a difference or not. So we're going to try without the SSH key. Okay, now we have our settings set. Apply OS customization settings. You're going to hit yes, and it's going to tell you it's going to get erased. Now, it is going to try and format the SD card. Go ahead and exit that. It's just because it gets it into a format that Windows doesn't particularly like, which is perfectly fine. At this point, we just let it write, and we go from there. I'm simply going to fast forward this part, if anything. Okay, so after it actually images, what it does is it'll verify the image. There we go. It'll auto dismount the card. So essentially now your Pi is ready to go with the OS. Okay, so now what we're looking at is we are looking at a ping test. I've hit ping on Bjorn, and it came back with an IPv6 address, which that's perfectly fine. That will be inconsequential as to what we're doing right now. So next thing that we're going to do is we're going to throw this on PuTTY. The reason why we're throwing it on PuTTY is because it did not work the last time I tried to simply log into the machine. So Bjorn, port 22, boom. It's going to prompt me about the SSH key. We're going to log in as Bjorn. Bjorn's password. Remember, everything has to say Bjorn up until the very point that you image. Now here comes the fun part. So the quick installation is basically that. Ideally, we want to do this one at a time so that we have no issue. So the first one is we're going to acquire the package. Go back to my PuTTY. Boom. Okay, so we're good on the first part. Second part is we're gonna prepare for the installation. Okay, and now for the third part is we actually are going to in fact conduct the installation. For this one, bearing in mind it will be a time-consuming process. Alright, so at first it's going to give you two options, full installation or a custom installation. I always picked full installation because you can always mess with it on FTP later on. What type of screen you have, I have a WaveShare 4, so it's going to be a 4. Okay, some system compatibilities warning. So basically it's going to warn you about your amount of RAM. For some reason you're not using your full 512 megabytes of RAM. That's perfectly fine. Just go ahead and hit yes, continue anyway. This will not really affect functionality of your Bjorn. Okay, so now it's going to actually begin to perform the installation. Bear in mind, it's going to be a migration from the PiOS over to the Bjorn, which is the AI tool. So this is going to be time consuming. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I'll get back with you guys as soon as the installation is actually complete. Okay, we are at the end of the installation. Okay, so basically tells you web interface still be available. At device IP, make sure your paper hat is properly connected. Would you like to reboot now? Now, as soon as you reboot, we're going to hit yes, hit enter. Device will reboot now. It's going to tell you to quit the network connection. Move it on to our screen here, and bear with me. I had a Ponagachi previously connected to this. So now what it's going to do is it's going to reboot the connection. And once it reboots the connection, you should have Bjorn populate. So let's go ahead and watch it come to life. Move myself over here where there's a little bit more light. Bingo! Bjorn has been booted. And there we are. And now you have Bjorn, the Viking Ponagachi. Alright, sorry about any clippiness in the videos and all the fast forwards and the skips that I've done. Yeah, I don't do this for a living. Anyway, Bjorn Gachi, and yeah, I made this one with a case on it. Alright, thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see next. See ya.